Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the REC podcast, brought to you by REC Comics and Collectibles. I'm your host, Roman Chavez, and with me, as always,
Erik Icarus.
Eric. You can follow us on the gram at REC Podcast. You can follow myself at Roman REC Podcast. You can follow the shop at REC Comics, 7679 North Union Boulevard. And you can follow the Honorable
Eric J. Wilden _ Esquire.
the Icarus man himself. the golden pony. How you doing this week, brother?
Good, Holmes. How are you, man?
Good, man. Right when we started off, man, I do like a clap to get in, and man, I popped my ear, man. It's like I'm fighting myself right now.
Are you good? Is it still ringing?
Oh, it's ringing, and I don't understand.
Take over? You want to start over?
No, it's cool. Oh man. We had some cool stuff going on this last week. Mm-hmm. One major thing that we've been excited about for months.
Oh, yeah.
Years even, in some cases.
I'd say so.
And it's Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Disney Plus's Moon Knight finally premiered. You know, we've been seeing weird stuff about it. We had been seeing cool trailers. Mm-hmm. I have not been a big fan of the costume, but I guess we can get to that. What were your first impressions on episode 1?
I think it's got a lot of potential.
Okay.
It's funny because like a lot of the Disney Plus shows that come right out the gate, they give you something, and this is the first time I've ever felt kind of like not necessarily. I mean, I want more, but I didn't feel satisfied.
Even
if
more
that makes sense, you know what I mean?
Even more so than when you watch WandaVision?
Big time. Because I knew WandaVision was going to be weird.
Oh, okay.
So I had the expectation, like, okay, they're probably not going to give us a lot.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Keep us hooked on that.
But personality disorder, I mean, that's weird.
It is a little weird, but it kind of billed as an action piece.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
I think that you and I have a different perception. You know, I think the people who have read a lot of the comics or all of the comics, like there's definitely a different perception. Like I expected it to be very Fight Club-esque. And
right.
I mean,
that's what I was kind of getting.
But the first episode.
No. Wanting, rather.
Oh, wanting. I thought the first episode had a lot of Fight Club-related things, especially the opening sequence.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
When you have, when we have Stephen Grant waking up in his apartment. Actually, the second sequence, because it opened somewhere else. But where we have Stephen Grant waking up in his apartment. I thought it was cool how he's chained to his bed and he's got the sand around his bed to so he could see if he's walked out. He puts like a piece of tape on the door because, you know, without saying it, he's telling us that he's a sleepwalker or that he's missing time or what have you.
He's not the sleepwalker.
He's not the sleepwalker, which, I mean, this could be a good place to introduce it.
We could do it, yeah.
But we'll get there. We'll get there. You know, they have a sleepwalker figure in the...
Spider-Man wave.
Not Spider-Man, I think Doctor Strange wave.
Is it Doctor Strange?
That's coming out soon. But yeah, I thought that was really good. I liked his very... In the comic books, for me, I didn't read... I only read the Mark Spector one as like more like tough and everything, but the other ones they all kind of read very similarly.
Sure,
Jake and Steven and all that. But this was a very tame kind of. I like the skittish Stevie Grant as they were calling him.
That's true. I was getting a lot of Memento vibes.
Ooh, yeah. No,
you're
right too. Yeah,
more Memento than Fight Club.
I would dare say that it's a mix of the two because he at least remembered what he did before.
Okay,
whereas
that's
Memento,
a good point. He doesn't remember at all.
But that feeling that you get when you're like, when he like forgets something was the same feeling that I was getting. You're right about that. I do see the connection for sure. Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hawke seemed really interesting.
He did.
You know, he's got that kind of quiet anger about him. That's like, you know, like if you hear him yell,
it's going to be
that
bad.
might mean your butt.
Yes,
you know?
Yes.
I'm not familiar with his character.
I'm not that much either.
And you know, it was weird how he would how he like took a drink. Mm-hmm. He broke this glass that he took the drink out of, and he puts the shards of glass in his shoes and walks on those. Very interesting. He's a conduit for, I'm not sure how you say the god's name at this point, but the Egyptian god where they're, I guess the god of death would weigh your heart against your sins or whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense. Or judgment.
Judgment, yeah. So we're getting that where he's got this thing where people are being like, you know, am I without sin or what have you? And he's got these hourglasses, or not scales tattooed on his forearm. And all of these people in his kind of cult have it, but his move when he's like touching people, and if they are not pure of heart or whatever, they die.
Yep.
They die right there. And it was very interesting because I believed his sincerity too. He does this to one person in the kind of commune. They're good, nothing happens to him. This woman's like, me next. The scales tip and they do not tip in her favor. And she's like, this isn't true. I've lived a good life. And he goes, I believe you. And you believe him.
But like my Tommy gun don't.
Yeah. That should be how he does it. Like there's nothing magic. It's just some old gangster with a Tommy gun just shoots you if he finds you wanting. But I like the feel of him. He seems either older than he is. He clearly knows.
I'm going with that.
You know, like he might be.
He might be a little older. Maybe it's one of those things where it's something inhabiting him that's older. Yeah. But yeah, I think he knows a lot more in age.
Yeah. Like even if he's not immortal, he's just been around. And maybe when those people die, he's getting their life force.
See, that's actually
it's possible.
Probably okay. We'll see where that goes.
But that's rudimentary, and these guys, they tend to figure out things way cooler than what we scratch.
I only got to watch
sometimes.
It once.
Same here. I
try to do a double dip.
It's tough, man.
Before I do the show. But.
Yeah, I'll try to get it. I'm going to try to get it in again before episode 2.
Right.
And then episode 2 will be out this week. This podcast should post before episode 2, so that'll be nice.
Yeah.
What do you think of the aesthetic, playing it in London, having him be at this, like, he's not a museum docent. He's like, he works in the gift shop, but he wants to be.
He wants to be a curator.
Tour guide and all of that, but he's slinging in the gift shop.
Right.
But he clearly knows a ton about Egyptian stuff.
He knows his stuff.
I get the feeling that there was way more in the background in those displays
I'm sure
than we caught.
Stuff.
But even when I was looking at the internet, man, a lot of us we didn't catch a lot of things. Like I'll often write stuff down when I'm watching it, and then go to a couple different websites like a Screen Rant or a Slash Film or a Nerdist. Any of these guys who are doing wonderful pop culture research.
I don't think so.
And just helping me find some things. But we all were having problems. I was wondering. I did catch this in there, but I wasn't sure. There was a QR code in the museum.
Yes,
and it is a link.
Yes.
And if you use it,
I've never seen that and be like, oh, that's got it. I just didn't get it.
Yeah. And when you do it, it takes you to a digital copy of Werewolf by Night 32.
Oh,
what a fun thing.
That's kind of cute.
Very fun. I love it when technology is used well. Werewolf by Night 32
in marketing,
is the first appearance of Moon Knight. My wife was asking me about, just asking me about Moon Knight in general. And I was telling her, like, around this time, there was a lot of monster stuff. Right. And a lot of things that we liked from this era. I mean, Werewolf by Night had already had 31 issues. A book about a werewolf. Tomb of Dracula was already on issue 10. Issue 10 is when Blade shows up.
Right.
So you have these characters that were kind of meant to be side characters in a main story.
Right.
That ended up,
birthing this amazing character.
Which is always like the best part of invention when it comes into comics. When you center around a misunderstood, the Werewolf by Night's not a bad guy, but he's a werewolf.
Right.
And, you have Moon Knight hunting him from like the Order or the Authority. I can't remember what the sect is.
Yeah.
Because initially it is very much a guy in a suit with moon ninja stars, basically. Later on, it's added on in the volume 1 of the book, which we will have on sale this week. We are going to be doing a whatnot sale, all Moon Knight themed, about over 50 issues from various volumes.
It's going to be a big one.
But we will have 14 issues consecutively, 1 through 14, from Moon Knight Volume 1. We will not have a Werewolf by Night 32.
Crazy, we ain't there yet.
Not there, not yet. But we will have some good stuff for you. But it's funny that, initially, this is a character that showed up in Werewolf by Night 31, 32, 33, and I believe 34.
Right.
And then they put him 3 or 4 issues into Marvel Spotlight.
That's right.
Before he gets his number covers. 1. Oh, yeah, the yellow one, I bet.
Yeah, it. Yeah. That's my favorite Moon Knight cover.
And then when they kick off this, Bill Sienkiewicz, they start adding more and more layers to this character, and we'll talk more about that as the show goes on, and in our sale too.
Oh, yeah. I got to brush up a lot more on my Moon
Yes,
Knight
we've got a lot of
stuff to talk about on that. Those sales seem going good. People like them.
Dude, yeah. People are having fun. Yeah, come check it out.
Yeah, come listen. Even just listen. Maybe you buy something, and maybe you don't. Just come hang out.
Yeah, be involved. Be involved in the chat.
It's a good hang.
We do a lot of this, but in there. So
and a little more. We get a little more off the rail a little bit.
Yeah,
because there's no narrative.
There is no narrative. We're just talking comics about the stuff we're selling, chatting with you guys in the group chat, and it's really
fun. It's
really is a lot of fun.
It's crazy, like how you're talking about that code, and
QR code. Yeah,
QR code. I think this would have been an amazing series to do more with, like a
interactive stuff,
interactive marketing.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, why not make a crazy ARG game with Moon Knight? You know what I mean? Like, there's clues in there you have to follow, and it's kind of builds within the story. So you're following the story, maybe trying to figure things out before the story, or a cool Easter egg. This would have been a perfect one just because of the multiple personalities.
Yeah.
And it's almost like you're finding out clues with the character.
Yeah.
Not overtly cheesy.
No.
Just something kind of cool and stuff in there.
I think they'll figure that out. I think that we're going to get to a point where, fortunately, Marvel and Disney have been able to keep our attention by really crafting solid storylines, making some of these characters. And remember, guys, when Iron Man 1 came out, everybody was talking about how Paramount was rolling out the D list, okay? And now this is all top of the food chain, top of the line, characters, and it's because they seem to care, and they're trying to give us something that is not just marketable, which has always been
that's
corporations' problems.
Without that problem, there is no show.
Yes.
You have to have the marketability.
Yes.
Or no one's going to watch.
But they're figuring out how to do it and not make it dumb.
Sure.
And not dumb it down for the lowest common denominator. Like these shows and films, they really appeal across a wide spectrum.
Oh, yeah.
And we're in the 70s right now with Shang-Chi, with Moon Knight. We're going to, they're going to restart Wolverine related stuff. We're going to get there.
We're going to get some DD stuff.
Eternals, even though it's a miss, it's still showing what the sandbox is that you're trying to play with.
It's just kind of sad that I'm like, DC can't catch up with this one. You have the characters.
They just need to not try to catch up now. They just need to just do their thing. Don't even watch a Marvel movie.
Yeah, Marvel, just complete. I feel like they're already doing their own thing.
Yeah.
Because their Batman and Joker aren't even connected.
Yeah.
Because I won't tell you.
Yeah, I heard, but I still need to watch it.
Yeah.
A couple things, it was a lot slower paced than I thought it was going to be.
Me too.
Given the reviews I was getting that day, I wasn't able to watch it in the morning. So of course, when my customers came into the shop, they were
talking Moon Knight.
Very upset that I had, or not upset, just like, okay, I guess we'll talk next week. And I watched it that night, and from the their intensity, I don't know, my bar. It's very rare that my bar is too high for these, but it was a little high for this.
Okay.
And not that it was disappointing. It's just it took a little bit to get going.
Right.
I do not want to see them keep doing the blackout and then he gets up and he's covered in blood and everybody's beaten up.
I'm okay with maybe the next episode having that, but then after that
it's got to be done
anymore.
Yeah.
Yep.
After that, it's got to be done until they give us a new persona.
Right.
Which it would be cool if like Mark's kind of the right, and then Mark starts blacking out later.
Yeah. See,
it's
that's
because
how
somebody
you do
else
it.
is doing stuff.
Exactly.
Because right now it seems like it's Stevie, it's Mark, and then I thought it was going to be and Moon Knight, but I think Mark and Moon Knight are the same person. More sharing the host than anything else. We got to see what this is going to have to combat, and I didn't realize it until this episode.
Right.
Was that split was so well done with the personality stuff,
absolutely,
and not just 2 or 3. We're talking 4 or 5 very prime, very different characters. So that is definitely a blueprint for what we could do.
Yes.
The thing that they were doing too much of in this episode, for my taste, was you had Steven blacking out and then waking up and everybody's all everybody's beat up or dead.
I used to do that on spring break all the time.
Eric blacks out, even blacked out before he got here. All right. Yeah, that's not a superpower.
I know it's not. I got I found some hair in my grill in my truck.
Oh yeah. Woke up with some hair in the grill, sucking on the steering wheel. But I thought that was a little bit overplayed. The digital aspect of it, some of the CG was
It was a little wonky.
It was a little wonky, but again, these are just very small gripes. I want to see way more Moon Knight in the next episode.
Yeah,
at least like solid 10 minutes of Moon Knight. I need it.
Yeah, I get this is like an origin story.
Yeah,
I understand, but with Daredevil, you were watching this person become Daredevil. This guy's, for all intents and purposes, already Moon Knight. Yeah. So like you said, I was expecting more. Yeah. Just a little bit more Moon Knightiness. Maybe some more scenes of him kicking some ass. But it's okay. We got how many more episodes? 6, 7?
I think 7. I think it's going to be 8. So another thing. You have Steven, who's this kind of quirky, kind of wallflower kind of guy, gets a date with one of the pretty girls at the museum, but it's clear he didn't ask her out, that it was Mark.
Right.
Mark's got an American accent, and Stevie has a British accent. So that seems like it might be a little weird,
right?
Unless we see Mark pretending to be Stevie.
An American, yeah. Which I could see that.
And that was the that was the very Fight Clubby aspect.
Right.
I look how you want to look. I fight how you want to fight. I make love how you want to make love.
Yeah.
Chuck, I know you like it a little bit more raw. Baby, I like it raw.
Me too, man.
But so that's a little wonky. I'm sure that they're going to be able to play that out better. But I definitely honestly, it would be really cool if episode 2 is everything from episode 1, but from Mark's perspective.
I would be okay with that.
That'd be kind of interesting.
I think that'd be amazing, but
it's a little cheap.
I don't know if they'll do it.
I don't think so. Maybe you can do the first 15, 20 minutes like that.
Okay.
But it's double dipping in a weird way. But it would be cool to see what was we got to see what's leading up to. Exactly. He's got that beetle. What's the beetle?
Yes.
He clearly stole it from Ethan Hawke.
Right.
I don't know. It's got a lot of good questions.
It does. It has a lot of potential. I could see this being amazing, but I could also see it not being very good.
It just needs. Fortunately, it doesn't feel like there's much in here that could lead itself to a political swing. It could just be. Now, it could be a social swing about people with mental disabilities,
which,
mental illness, and whatnot.
These superhero shows are supposed to ask questions like if they'd like to.
Yeah.
If they'd like to. But.
Like they can and they should if they can make it part of the story and not make it feel like they're pointing at us.
Come on.
Don't point at me, okay? I don't need that in my life. All right? Well, we have a female on the other end. I didn't catch her name. Layla or
that
Lila
sounds about right.
on the phone.
Yeah.
Interesting that, if Mark is this crazy, espionage guy, like he hides stuff in Steven's apartment, but he makes it very, it was a very get your ass to Mars, type of feel from Total Recall. Right? Like there's like this panel up high on this wall, and he brings over this table to get up there. There's a phone and some money, and I think the Beetle
and a Mars
bar, and, video of himself. I mean, it can set itself up that way.
It can, which I'm okay with.
Yeah. I like the mirror stuff. The mirror stuff is cool.
Yeah,
and I liked it early on where, the light's out and like, Steven's moving, but his image is not moving in tune. It's a classic trope, but it works really well here. But it just shows you how many, I don't know if there's that many reflections in somebody's house or in that bathroom he was in.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, it was like a bathroom made entirely of mirrors. But I mean, it was really cool. We ended on that scene where we do get to see Moon Knight quickly, but it's that scene that we have already seen a million times where he's beating up that what could be it's not a werewolf, but an Anubis warrior or something. I'm still not entirely
sure. Stargate.
Yeah, it's out of Stargate, out of the Mummy 2. And it looked good. The costume, I'm not a big fan of the design because I always felt it to be more smooth. This looks way more like wraps.
Yeah, it does. Which, it does make a sense aesthetically because of the Egyptian tie. The mummies and stuff like that. So it kind of makes sense.
I'm so stupid. I didn't even put those things together. I didn't even put the mummy type thing into it. That's okay.
Yeah. So that's why for me, I'm like able to okay,
it makes a lot of sense. Cool, it makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah. But I don't know. I am with you because when I first saw him, I was wanting more of the traditional Moon Knight that we knew. Yeah. From what we've seen in Werewolf by Night, even up to the new run.
Yeah. I mean, we're on.
Volume 9?
Yeah, we are on volume 9. I mean, we're talking about a start and stop. Some of these volumes only have 6 or 7 issues in it.
That's right.
You know, so it's not like they're super long. Volume 1 goes on pretty far,
right?
And then the rest of them are
pretty short.
Yeah,
you can tell he's a very cult hero.
Yes,
because it's like the people who love him.
Yeah,
but there's not a lot of them.
Yeah,
and which is good. I think some runs only need to go 10 issues.
Yeah, and that's fine.
And
like
that's
sometimes
great.
you only have that in you,
and that's good. Don't push it.
Spider-Man, X-Men, all the major players, they have this problem where they just have to keep going.
Right.
And they have to keep going.
They have to.
It would be
they
nice.
Can't take a break, unfortunately.
It would be nice if they took like a 4 months off every now and again.
Right. Make it like a TV series,
Yeah,
you know?
like this is a
Why
season.
Not? Yeah, it's a season
comics.
of books. You get, your 3 months of books. Then you take a break for the holidays, and then you come back.
But the one thing that you do get from that is that you do then force writers to have to pull from things that, this wasn't really used. Let's embellish this. Let's expand upon this.
That makes sense.
Because I think if I had my season of X-Men and then you were going to write season 2, I don't know how much of my stuff you're going to use.
Sure.
So you do want that established continuity. Not that continuity matters in comics, but you do have that.
But you need, like I said, you need to have that a little bit in there to connect it. And then I think that it would get away from that if we were writing different, at different times.
One thing I will say is that I really think they tipped their hand too much in the promo stuff where we saw the Mr. Knight persona already.
Know.
That would have been a nice kind of tag at the end.
Yes.
Or something to show up later because we already have way too much stuff to deal with.
Give us,
And the Mr. Knight persona, I mean, that's a new thing too from like 2012 or later.
Yeah.
It's not very old. So, I mean, it would have allowed us to have something really big later. So I wonder if they create a persona within the show that we get later, but I don't want to do too much either.
No. Like you said, this is like something that, like you said, this first episode gave us a lot already.
Yeah.
A season's worth of stuff in one show almost. And then, I'm sure they're going to be piling way more on top of this.
And to your cult thing earlier, it kind of reminds me of like, Deadpool was a cult hero for at the really manic part of depression, and Moon Knight is the low. He's So we have these spectrums.
I actually think they team up sometimes.
They have done some things, of course. And I mean, it's something that can play well together. There's not some definitive Deadpool and Moon Knight storyline.
No.
But I think in Vengeance of Moon Knight, they had a couple issue against each other, but that might be their major thing was just, I can't remember if it was in Vengeance or if it was in like volume 6 or something, but it'll be something that I had it on the wall, we sold it.
We did.
Nothing wrong there. I just don't remember which volume because god dang it's tough. Like when I was loading in the book for the sales, it's like number 6 volume 6, number 6 volume 7. It's a lot, but the character's always interesting.
Right.
I feel like when somebody does take on the series, they do add something to it.
Sure.
But to our kind of X-Men realization, that is really what happens with the Moon Knight books. Is that writing team?
They just kind of
really goes with it and doesn't do much from previous.
Gotcha. This is ours.
Yeah.
And it begins and ends right here.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And but it does make for some interesting ways to tell the story because not everybody does that.
Right.
When Deadpool does it, there's a lot of it's always pretty funny. It's always got pretty good action. You're always going to have a couple of those touching Deadpool sweet moments.
Well, Deadpool can get away with it because it's such a frenetic character. Not to say that Moon Knight isn't.
Yeah.
But Deadpool breaks the fourth wall. It's so wacky.
Yeah.
Whereas Moon Knight isn't. It's supposed to be kind of played straight,
Did you catch the voice of the Egyptian god, which I think was the Egyptian god Khonshu?
Who played it?
F. Murray Abraham.
Oh my God, I love that guy.
Yeah, he. We actually do hear what I believe is the god of God Khonshu, which I'm not sure what he's I guess is he supposed to be the god? I guess he's the god of the moon.
He's like a protector god.
A
god of safe travels. Something like that.
Interesting. And it's got to be moon related, obviously, because of who the character is. Yeah. But we did hear his voice. It's a little interesting. It wasn't, however, how
I heard it.
Yeah. But I'm not against it.
No, it's going to be. Yeah, I'm not. We'll see. Only time will tell.
Yeah.
We know we got 7 more episodes of Flesh This Out.
Yeah.
So,
And I'm very excited.
Do you think Free Comic Book Day is coming up? Is there a Moon Knight Free Comic Book Day coming? Is there?
Not that I recall. I've seen the list, but I mean, there's.
I'm shocked they didn't do a Moon Knight book. What's wrong with you?
Marvel's offerings. I think they're only offering 3 or 4 books, and I think one is X-Men, one is Spider-Man. There's a Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, like a kitty one, and then there's something else, but I can't recall. I don't think there's a Moon Knight.
Weird. Why not?
It feels like there should be. It feels like there should be a Moon Knight.
Yeah.
It feels like there should be Doctor Strange, because that's May.
Oh my God, that's next month,
dude. May 5th. I think it's Free Comic Book Day weekend.
Ooh.
I think.
Ooh.
I don't know, kids, but it's May. I know it's May.
That's gonna be
We got to get our tickets. We got to figure it out.
We got to figure this out.
We got to figure it out.
Free Comic Book Day, I was going to ask you, which is what?
May 7th. May 7th. First Saturday in May, and that's going to be at every shop that participates. Not every shop does it, because while the comics are free for you, and I'm happy to do them, they're not free for me. They don't cost a bunch, but there will be limits and restrictions on things, but we'll talk about that more as we get closer.
Is there any of those books worth money? Can they become worth money?
Oh, yes.
Really?
Yeah, every year there's 1 or 2 that it's like, nobody ordered enough of these. And we know, rumor is that the X-Men book, I believe it's the X-Men book, is going to introduce Blade's daughter.
Okay, so these books can become something.
They can be, yes. There's a bunch of Free Comic Book Day, like Star Wars ones that have first appearances.
Okay.
You had a One Punch Man comic that has a bunch of heat to it.
Geez, I thought they were just like, oh, here's something for the kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And because they give you a spot on the book to like put your store stamp if you want. So some places do that. I think it's more of the old heads that do stuff like that. Yeah, because you could take them to a school and be like, hey, can you hand these out? You can put that. But when they have the stamp, it does decrease their value, and they're not always printed on the best paper.
No.
But like the Halloween extravaganza, which is a Free Comic Book Day in October, they did an Ultimate Fallout 4 reprint that was a $10 or $15 book a lot of times, and it was free.
It was free, yeah.
So yeah, definitely, if you're not local, go check out your local comic shops. Give them some support.
We call that an LC,
an LCS, local comic shop for New Comic Book Day, NCBD. On FCBD, which is Free Comic Book Day
at the REC.
At the REC, we love our acronyms in comics. We do. Kids, that's our show. If you like what we're doing, please hit that subscribe button. Let us know what you thought in the comments below about Moon Knight. Did it meet your expectations? Did it exceed it? Are we being too cynical in our? I don't think Eric's a little bit more lukewarm than I am. I really did enjoy it. This is a show that I was. I haven't been excited for a show since Iron Fist season 1, and that was such a letdown. This episode was better than the entire season. Of Iron Fist 1.
Doesn't exist.
They brought them all over to Disney Plus, so we'll see how it goes.
Oh, that's right.
They're
they
all
did
there.
The mergers there, huh?
Yep.
So that means technically they could start making new ones.
They could. I'm hoping. Rumor mill is that we will see most of them, not Iron Fist. Hopefully.
I'm excited for that.
Eric, do you have any final thoughts for us today?
I'm just wanting to see where this goes, man. Yeah. I like I said, I am a little Luke on it, but we'll see what happens, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not over the moon for it.
No.
Not yet, anyway.
Eric tends to let the previous Marvel thing he saw influence the next one. So, Eternals was bad. Spider-Man was amazing, and it was made even more amazing by the fact that Eternals was so bad. So anything compared to Spider-Man No Way Home is going to be subpar.
Oh, big time. Oh, yeah.
But kids, it looks good.
Yeah,
Thank
check
you guys.
it out. Watch it.
Let us know what you think. I'm so excited because this is new territory. I mean, there are people who never heard of Moon Knight until it was announced.
Oh, yeah.
So,
like I said, very, very cult character.
All right,
coming
kids.
into the light.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. I've been your host, Roman Chavez.
I'm still Erik and Roman.
And we will catch you on the next podcast.